Hello, my name is Robin Warehand and I am the proud owner of Robin Warehand Dream Vacations. I'm here to share with you just a sampling of the places that you can go and the things you can do when you decide to travel in the Celtic regions. There are a myriad of sightseeing opportunities throughout the Celtic regions. Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Brittany, Isle of Man, Galicia, Asturias, and Cornwall all have unique and places to visit. Whether you want a fully planned experience with a personal driver, a group experience on a motor coach, or are more of the do-it-yourself traveler and want to drive yourself or ride a bike tour, join me as I introduce to you a few of the iconic sightseeing locations in each of these countries. Ireland has many points of interest depending on your idea of a good time. Take time to visit the Down Cathedral, Downpatrick, the burial place of St. Patrick, the cathedrals of Armagh and St. Patrick's Cathedral, all celebrating the unique and deeply spiritual locations in the history of Ireland and Christianity. On the Emerald Isle, coastlines, castles, and hospitality abound. Pucker up at the Blarney Stone, sip a stout in a thatched roof pub, or after a tour of the Guinness Storehouse in Dublin, or feel the icy blast of the Atlantic at the Cliffs of Moher. Indisputable highlights include the UNESCO-listed Giant's Causeway with its mysterious rows of hexagonal columns, the culture-rich cities of Galway and Cork, and the natural wonders contained by the Rings of Kerry. Close to 300 miles long, the island can easily be explored end to end, with live music, ancient ruins, and traditional watering holes never too far from any stop. Scotland boasts centuries of colorful history, UNESCO World Heritage listed treasures, and a rich culture. With lively cities sprinkled among unspoiled landscapes, beaches, lochs, peaks, and valleys, Scotland has plenty to offer visitors of all ages and interests. The capital city, Edinburgh, is an ancient settlement where efficient hop-on, hop-off bus tours shuttle travelers to landmarks like mighty Edinburgh Castle, the creepy Edinburgh Dungeon, and the famous Royal Mile. You can also witness the pomp and ceremony of the Royal Edinburgh Military Tattoo. Other cities such as Aberdeen, Glasgow, Inverness, and Stirling all offer experiences filled with culture, history, and natural beauty. Travel by the road or by trail into the Scottish Highlands to experience the magic of Loch Ness or Loch Lomond and follow hiking trails through the wilderness of Glencoe. History lovers can explore Ainet Castle, Stirling Castle, constructed to protect Scotland from attack, and Hadrian's Wall, where the country's Roman past comes to life. To experience the best coastals Scotland has to offer, take a multi-day tour of the Island of Skye or the remote Orkney Islands, where dramatic skyscapes and wild pastures await. And if you're thirsty to sample some of the world's finest whiskies, make sure to visit a traditional distillery such as Bowmore or Laphroaig on an Isle of Islay tour. Wales is wedged into the southwestern corner of Great Britain, bordering England and the Irish Sea and the Bristol Channel. While small, with just 9% of the United Kingdom's land, it still packs a punch. You'll find medieval castles, misty mountains, rugged coastlines, vibrant cities, delightful villages, scenic train rides, and a hearty dose of thriving traditional Welsh culture. Try riding through Snowdonia National Park on a steam-powered Festinoid mountain railway, tour massive Conway Castle, dating from the 13th century, or discovering Portmeirion and the bizarre set of the classic TV series The Prisoner. You can also walk among the ruins of Tintern Abbey, celebrated by poet William Wordsworth, gaze out at the sea from Worm's Head at the tip of the ruggedly beautiful Gower Peninsula. Down a pint of bitters at a Cardiff pub after a meal of Welsh lamb, or fresh seafood and learn about the distinctive Welsh culture and language. Wherever you wander in Brittany, along jagged coastal cliffs, through cobbled seaport streets, into time-burnished cider clubs, you'll hear the primordial pulse of Celtic music, made up of bagpipes, drums, and the thin, haunting filigree of a tin whistle. These folkloric tunes tell you that you are in the land of the Bretons, where the Celtic bloodlines run as deep as the Druids' roots into the rocky, sea-swept soil. France's most fiercely and determinedly ethnic peoples, Bretons delight in celebrating their own ancient culture. Scattered over the mossy hillsides stand Stonehenge-like dolmens and menhirs, eerily testifying to a primordial culture that predated and has long-lived Frankish France. Many of the cathedrals, citadels, and chateaux hearken to the past of Brittany as they beckon you to wander through their history. Off the west coast of England, nestled halfway between the shores of Cumbria and Northern Ireland, the cliffs, beaches, and seaside towns in the Isle of Man erupt from the Irish Sea. As the British Lake District creaks under the weight of a booming tourist industry, off the beaten track adventure seekers will want to find the best things to do in the Isle of Man. It remains comparatively untouched, but similarly offers thrills, dramatic landscapes, and quaint, picturesque settlements all in one package. Undulating hills, lush green pastures, and coastlines of intricate caves and sandy coves, there is plenty here to explore, and only a ferry ride from Liverpool, Heysham, Belfast, or Dublin. The festival Intercollectique, held in the first half of August, focuses on Celtic culture, the music, drama, poetry, and dance. Fellow Celts from Cornwall, Wales, Ireland, Scotland, Galicia, and other Western European locales pour in to celebrate. Also be sure to visit the many citadels, museums that celebrate the history of this amazing land. Galicia, a unique region with its own language and distinctive culture, is home to Santiago de Compostela, the destination of more than 250,000 souls who travel each year to the Camino del Santiago pilgrim trails. Santiago is one of Spain's most beautiful and magical cities, an exceptionally good reason for any traveler to make their way to Spain's northwestern corner. But Galicia is more than Santiago. The wild coastline is frayed up and down its roughly 745-mile length by majestic ríos and strung with cliffs, beaches, islands, and fishing ports, which bring in arguably the best seafood in Europe. Inland is a labyrinth of deep green valleys speckled with stone villages, medieval monasteries, and age-old vineyards. As you travel, you'll repeatedly run into reminders of Galicia's unique cultural identity, the sound of bagpipes, the wayside crucerios, the Castro Fort villages of Galicians' Celtic ancestors. Asturias in northern Spain is a region most famous for its outdoors. Two main hiking areas are Pico de Europa, the first national park in Spain, and Somadillo. Somadillo Natural Park is famous for the Lagos de Salencia, 3 alpine lakes right next to one another. The coast offers a massive geyser of bouffons de prima massiva, where waves propel themselves through holes in the cliffs and shoot up insanely high into the air. The Playa de Cuerva is located in Cabo Vida, a cape with a little lighthouse. The whole area surrounding the lighthouse is full of gorgeous beaches, epic views, and spots to relax. All of this makes it one of the best places to visit in Asturias. Riba de Sella is a hub for outdoor activities, surfing, hiking, biking, river canoeing, and much more. It's also home to one of the most popular tourist attractions, Cueva de Tito Bastillo, a UNESCO World Heritage cave with prehistoric paintings on the walls from 29,000 BCE. Oviedo is the capital of Asturias, a great city to visit to immerse yourself into the culture, whether getting a taste of the local food or enjoying festivals and exhibitions. The Old Town is the main attraction with beautiful buildings from the Middle Ages and the famous Oviedo Cathedral towering above the streets. As one of the UK's most popular destinations, Cornwall has no shortage of things to do, whatever the weather or time of year. If rugged cliffs, sandy beaches, and charming fishing villages aren't enough for you, you can find plenty of alternate activities. The towns and city of Cornwall are all rich in history and attractions of their own. Cornwall has something for everybody, ranging from beautiful gardens, museums, theme parks, and maritime centers, the Cornish heritage zoos, and wildlife reserves. Wander around Tinnagal, the clifftop ruins of the castle which were allegedly the fortress used by King Arthur. Take time to visit the National Lobster Hatchery, a lesser-known tourist attraction in Cornwall, letting you learn about these pincer-wielding beasts and, crucially, how we can make fishing for them sustainable and non-damaging. Take in a Shakespeare play during the summer at the Minack Theatre, with its dramatic drop to the sea and seating carved out of granite. It was opened in the 1930s when Rowena Cade thought this would be a beautiful place to perform The Tempest. The beauty, history, and unforgettable hospitality of the land of our ancestors are sure to excite your wanderlust and create memories that are guaranteed to last a lifetime. If there is anywhere you want to go, I can help you get there. Let me make your dream vacation a reality. So, where do you want to go? In conclusion, I would like to thank the Arizona Commission on the Arts, the Flagstaff Arts Council, Flagstaff Community Foundation, the City of Flagstaff, and Coconino County for making this possible. Thank you.